I've been telling stories for a very long time. 30 years behind a microphone in broadcast radio, years as a chaplain walking into rooms where people needed someone to show up and, well, say something true. And then somewhere along the way, all the stories living in my head started demanding to be written down. The healing highway moments, the roadside notes, the diner conversations, the quiet grace that shows up when nobody's looking for it. So I wrote, week after week, post after post. I built a website. I launched podcasts. I made videos. I showed up on every platform that promised connection, and I kept pouring into all of it because that's what you do when you believe the stories matter. And mostly, it felt like I was preaching to an empty room. Not always. The traffic came and went. The listens trickled in. The views registered somewhere on a dashboard. But the feeling you get when you're standing at a pulpit and you can see in someone's face that the message landed, that the words found the place they were aimed at, that feeling was mostly absent. Social media gave me reach without resonance, numbers without names, presence without people. I kept writing anyway, because I had to, because the stories don't stop needing to come out just because the room feels quiet. I even made peace with it somewhere along the way. I posted a line that became pretty much my mantra. There's real courage in writing for an audience of one. And that's exactly who I'm writing for. Write, post, repeat. And I mean it. I still mean it. But then I found Substack. Or maybe Substack found me. I'm not entirely sure which direction that went. But I think I know. Matthew 7:7 says, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened." I wasn't looking for a platform. I was looking for people. And I knocked on a lot of doors before this one opened the way it did. Within just a few weeks, something shifted. People weren't just clicking. They were reading. Actually reading. And then doing something I hadn't experienced much in years of online content. They were responding, not with algorithms, with words, real ones. Somebody quoted a line from one of my journals back to me in a reply, and I sat with it for a very long time because that's not a metric. That's a person who carried something I wrote around long enough to remember it. That's the pulpit moment. That's what I'd been missing. I want to be clear. I'm not here to tell you how to grow your following. I'm not here to teach you how to monetize your content or build personal brand or optimize your engagement. There are plenty of people doing that, and good for them. That's just not what this is. Still pouring is exactly what it sounds like. It's me behind the counter, refilling cups, showing up, telling the truth, sharing what's on my heart. It's the Matthew 25 stuff, the kindness that doesn't need an audience, the faith that shows up in ordinary places, the ideas that have been rattling around in my head for years, finally finding a room where they feel welcome. Everything here is free, and it's going to stay that way. If something I write ever means enough that you want to buy me a cup of coffee or a slice of pie, there's a way to do that, and I'm genuinely grateful when it happens. But it's never required, not even a little. I'm just glad you're here. I'm glad the door opened. I'm glad the room isn't empty anymore. So pull up a stool. The coffee's hot. I've got a lot to pour, and I can't wait to get started.